So, very good afternoon to all. Uh, as always, apni khan laga support, apni khan laga presence to request kura damde hudai apni khan laga fraternity to you have never let us down. So I want to thank you all once again. Today we have specifically called for press conference on the issue on the subject that we have put behind. That is the Confederation of Nagaland Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We are organizing one conclave. This conclave is one of its kind, first in the Northeast, where the real stakeholders from all the 8 states of Northeast will be participating in this conclave. We have named it as first Northeastern States Chamber of Commerce and Industry Business Conclave. It's going to be a 3-day event with Honorable Chief Minister of Nagaland, Sri Nifirio, who will be gracing the function as the president of the event. And we have also sent across a few invitations to other states' chief ministers, and we have got a very good positive feedback from them. But unfortunately, every year this the so-called Lua Puja and Ganesh Puja used to have fall in the date of 17th. But this year, it is falling on 18th. And it is coinciding with that puja, so religious puja. So most likely, again, our rest of the chief ministers will be preoccupied with the respective religious event. However, we are expecting some few ministers from various states to represent their states to be in the event. We are also having some academicians who will be well-known academicians from Northeast who will be speaking on the various issues. We are also having former diplomats who have served in various capacities in various parts of India, especially in Southeast Asia, who is expert in the Act East and Look East policy. So we have, and of course we have a closing ceremony which will be again graced by our advisor to CM, Sri Abu Mehta, who is also the chairman of IDEN, Investment Development Authority of Nagaland. Here I want to also say that it's going to be a 3-day event with the inaugural function on 18th. 19th will be a whole day business session where all the 8 states will be discussing various issues that we have concern in common. So 19th we are going to have a whole day session. 20th will be the day when we will be coming up together with certain platform that will try to work out action plan that we will be working out in first 2 days to be put into action. So, and then we'll conclude the conclave with the closing ceremony. So these are few things. It is first of its kind in the initiative. The state body chambers are not just by designation and name. For example, there are some chamber of commerce which will be representing their state. They have every district, like the Confederation of Nagaland Chamber of Commerce, like ours, they also have their units in every district. Likewise with every state. So it is not just by nomenclature, but we are, this time this is the first of its kind meeting where every state that will be representing this meeting are the stakeholders of their respective states. In fact, initially, some union ministers were also supposed to attend the meet. But again, the parliament session, special parliament session is coinciding with our program. Otherwise, there is an upbeat at the central level also, at the state level, in all the Northeastern states. There is a political will, there is a business community who feels that it is long overdue, that we need to come together at this manner. And therefore, we all agreed that it is better late than never. So this is how we have come up. This idea was initially came out from the Confederation of Nagaland Chamber of Commerce, that this should happen because it is time. And we spoke with our counterpart, Assam, and they agreed with us. We jointly again initiated, and then it has been almost 2 years effort to come together this manner. However, as we meet and discuss in our previous meeting in Guwahati, which was attended by almost Northeastern states, all the states of Northeast, I think most of us expressed the same feeling that this is the right thing to do for Northeast. There are many issues that has to be thrashed out. There are many issues that we can mutually benefit from each other. There are many issues that when coming together, we can help ourselves as well as help each other. So these are the few focus areas that we are going to discuss. Now I want to also tell our media friends that it's not just going to be one of those conclave, one of those discussion, or one of those meetings. Enough of discussions, enough of conclave, enough of seminars and meetings has been carried out. And as I have said that we are the stakeholders, so we want to come up with action plan and try to implement it in whatever capacities and whatever way we can, involving our state governments as well as the union government. So these are few things we will be taking up in the conclave that is to be hosted in Nayatu Resort, Chumugitima, from 18th to 20th of this month. I think the first issue that we want to discuss is the convergence, the possibility of and the convergence of markets. Northeast itself is a big state, big market, but most of us, again, we end up being a small states, divided into small states. So if we, leaving aside Assam, if we consider then Nagaland is a small market, so is with the rest of the other states. Now, we don't try to explore each other's potentials and market. Rather, what we end up doing is we think beyond Northeast while leaving a big opportunity within us. And therefore, this is high time that we should try to explore each other market, try to protect each other, and then get the business, the best of the business from our market. That's one area of concern that we are going to address. This way, our competition will be not too high to compete with the rest of the nation or, internationally, but at least for the beginners, this could be a very good beginning for the entrepreneurs who are startups and those who are venturing into business. So these kind of opportunities we want to create. Secondly, we are also going to deliberate on the Act East policy of Government of India, which was formerly known as Look-East policy. Now, the reality is that we have been talking about Act East for last so many years, but most of us are unaware that things have started rolling, Almost 80, hundreds of Tata Mobiles comes down from Moreh to Dimapur. Almost hundreds of truck crosses Nagaland, Manipur, Nagaland, Assam, and goes to rest of India. Now, if we look into it, the Act East has started rolling. But the system that is supposed to be in place are not yet there. For example, the customs or proper infrastructure such as modern warehousing, a land for a place for inland containers to be parked. All those infrastructures are not there. Most likely, those 100 trucks that goes out, that crosses Manipur, that crosses Nagaland and Assam, may have been going to Kolkata or Delhi or Mumbai. And probably we are buying back from them from Amazon or Flipkart or something like that, you know. So we are not, as we are afraid of, you know, that reality is happening. 100 trucks to keep something consumable, something that is we are using in our daily lives. Now we are buying back from them. So we want to deliberate on that how do the entire Northeast benefit from it, rather than becoming just one of those wayside amenity service providers like tea vendors, like food and hotels, you know. We want to be the stakeholders, you know. We need to have a good infrastructure in Assam, be it in Manipur or Nagaland, so that we are the one, you know, we become the market hub. We become the hub rather than the transit. So this is one area we want to really deliberate because it has started rolling, as I've said. Another area of concern is, again, compared to other markets where our market is still untapped. When we look in terms of tourism, I think the most beautiful part of India is Northeast. But all the states are segregated. But we can have an amazing tourism circuit, you know, with the Zuku Valley, the snow-clad mountains of Arunachal, you know, or for that matter, the plains of beautiful Brahmaputra. All those can be, we can jointly come into and then have a tourism circuit where all the states can benefit, you know. So we want to discuss on the untapped yet potential market of Northeast business. So these are few, like for example, again we have lots of oil in Assam. We have oil in Nagaland. We have coal in Mizoram. We have uranium in not in Mizoram. Coal in Meghalaya. We have uranium in Meghalaya, and rare earth that is also there in Meghalaya. The limestone, the slate that is lying in Nagaland are explored, you know, untapped, is such a huge market in terms of mineral resources. There is even a potentiality, I believe, that we may even be having lithium ore, which has not been explored. But when you find that rare uranium and then rare earth, I think the possibility of getting lithium lying somewhere in Northeast is not underestimation. It is a potentiality. So I think those are the things that we need to start linking up with industries. We need to start linking up with governments to explore those potentials. So lots of untapped market. We have to notice as lots of resources that has been untapped, and it's time that we need to move ahead. So these are a few areas, again, we will be discussing.
Many of the Northeastern states are under the purview of the AFSPA.
Yeah.
And then we also have the underground fractions, almost all the Northeastern states, collecting taxes in their own form of regulation. So also here in the state. So with the Conclave, we also addressing concerns in this issue.
I think that's a very, again, very important thing. When we have informal discussion among the states, you know, we pondered on this area also. Now, if we go to mainland India, people doesn't say Nagaland, Manipur, or for that matter, Mizoram. Now, we have a situation at hand where Manipur is burning. But the rest of India thinks that it is entire Northeast. So, like a person who wants to visit Nagaland will say, is it safe to visit Nagaland? Or is it safe to visit Mizoram when the issue is in Manipur? They look up to us as an entire one state, one geographical area instead of segregated different states, administration, political setup. So these are kind of, preconceived notion that is with the rest of India, and that has to be done away. Now, as you have rightly, so this has to be, we have to send across the message that this is not the reality. The reality is something different. Itu ECTA, we need to address, we are trying to address that. Number two, yes, on the issue of the insurgency problem, I think not only Nagaland, but it is spread out across Northeastern states. And here again, we will be making a very important decision on this, because unless the law and order situations and these movements, the government of India settles it, and we are at peace, I think the moving ahead will be too difficult. And a single state shouting all along doesn't make much difference. So here we are coming together to even jointly try to impress upon the various stakeholders, both be it at the center or state or the various groups, factions, that it is time that we need peace. The issues has to be resolved. So we want to jointly push this agenda as well.